afternoon. Welcome back from the lunch hour special with Pastor Jessica Kayanja. I know you enjoyed yourself. I am Masiga Shegusembatia to bring you this afternoon's business news update, and I'll go straight into our international business news update. French energy giant EDF's UK arm returned to profit in 2022, boosted by it being able to sell the electricity it generated for a higher price. Underlying profit was £1.12 billion compared with a loss of £21 million in 2021, mainly down to improved performance from its nuclear electricity generators. Its UK consumer energy supplier lost more than £200 million in the year. EDF blamed the cost of buying energy for customers, which was higher than the prices set under the energy price cap. The energy price guarantee caps the average household cost of electricity and gas at £2,500 annually. An energy giant has been accused of covering up the severity of an oil spill which allegedly killed dolphins off Western Australia last year. A whistleblower statement read out in the Parliament this week alleges dead dolphins were found floating near the oil slick caused by Santos last March. Santos has previously denied the deaths were connected to the spill from its Varanus Island facility. The Australian firm is yet to respond to requests for comment. The company last April told the Western Australia Today newspaper the incident was a minor spill with negligible environmental impact. In London, the latest inflation figures from the United States, the United Kingdom and the European Union are feeding hopes that the worst is over and some relief for struggling households could arrive soon. Annual inflation in the United States slowed to 6.4% in January, easing for the 7th consecutive month. In Europe, inflation is running at 8.5% after peaking at 10.6% in October. In the United Kingdom, which faces weaker economic prospects than its peers, the rate of price increases is falling. In January, annual inflation dipped to 10.1% from a recent high of 11.1% this past fall. Inflation remains uncomfortably high and is many times pre-pandemic norms. More worryingly, beneath these headline figures are signs that the fight against steep price rises is far from won, fanning fears that elevated inflation could become embedded into parts of the economy where it is hard to eradicate. And Lufthansa has cancelled more than 1,300 flights scheduled for today after the Verdi labor union called for full-day strikes involving airport workers at 7 German airports, including Frankfurt, Munich, and Hamburg. Lufthansa, one of Europe's biggest airlines, was ceasing all flights operations at Frankfurt and Munich for Friday, according to a statement it released on its website yesterday. In total, 2,340 flights have been cancelled at affected airlines, disrupting journeys for more than 295,000 passengers, according to Germany's Airport Association, ADV. Lufthansa is offering alternative connections and rebooking on rail services where possible. It expects regular flight operations to be largely back to normal by tomorrow. Overall, more than 295,000 passengers were affected across Germany, according to the Airport Association, ADV. Elsewhere, Elon Musk's electric car maker Tesla has denied firing employees in response to a group of workers trying to form a union in New York State. The company said it had laid off 27 staff for poor performance and that they were identified well before the union campaign was announced. Organizers in the city, Buffalo, alleged staff were sacked a day after the union went public with its plan. They accused Tesla of firing more than 30 people to try to quash the campaign. Tesla said in a blog post that the decision to lay off the workers, who were part of a 675-strong autopilot labeling team, had been made on the 3rd of February. And still about Elon Musk, Tesla is updating its self-driving software after US safety officials raised concerns that it could allow drivers to exceed speed limits or travel through intersections unsafely. The recall affects nearly 363,000 vehicles in the United States, according to filings with the US government. Tesla said it was not aware of any injuries or deaths related to the issues. US authorities have been investigating the firm's autopilot system. Officials from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration met with Tesla in January to raise concerns about the full self-driving beta software, according to the recall notice. And in Hong Kong, China has imposed sanctions on 2 American defense manufacturers over arms sales to Taiwan, a day after Beijing pledged to take countermeasures in response to Washington's handling of a suspected Chinese surveillance balloon that entered American airspace and was shot down by US forces earlier this month. Lockheed, LMT, Martin Corporation, and Raytheon RTN Missiles and Defense, a subsidiary of Raytheon Technologies Corp., will be added to China's sanctions list, according to its Ministry of Commerce. They are banned from importing, exporting, and investing in China. Lockheed makes the F-22 Raptor fighter, the model that was responsible for shooting down the Chinese balloon off the coast of South Carolina on February the 4th. Raytheon makes the AIM-9X Sidewinder missile, which was used in the mission. China has insisted that the sanctions were not related to the unmanned airship incident. Its Ministry of Commerce released a statement this morning saying the measures were part of normal law enforcement action for arms sales by the 2 entities to Taiwan that seriously undermined China's national security and territorial integrity. The sanctions came days after the U.S. Commerce Department restricted 6 Chinese companies that it said were tied to the Chinese Army aerospace program from obtaining U.S. technology without government authorization. U.S. financial regulators have charged a failed South Korean cryptocurrency boss Do Kwon and his company Terraform Labs with orchestrating a multi-billion-dollar crypto assets securities fraud. The Singapore-based firm created the Terra Luna and Terra USD tokens, which collapsed spectacularly last year. The collapse is estimated to have cost investors more than $40 billion. Mr. Kwon and Terraform Labs did not immediately respond to a request for comment. In Asia, one of China's most high-profile billionaire bankers has gone missing, according to a report from his company. Bao Fan, the chief executive of China Renaissance Holdings, had not been able to be reached in recent days, according to the firm that gave an update that gave a market update yesterday. Mr. Bao is a leading deal broker in China whose clients include top tech companies Didi and Meituan. His firm's announcements has released concerns of a potential Beijing crackdown on finance and tech figures. Shares in the investment firm plunged today after it told shares that it had been unable to contact Mr. Bao Fan. And finally, YouTube CEO Susan Wojcicki said yesterday she's stepping back from her leadership role at the company after nearly a decade of running the video sharing platform. In a blog post, Susan said she plans to start a new chapter focused on her family, health, and personal projects that she is passionate about. She has been involved with YouTube's parent company, Google, from its earliest days when its 2 founders worked out of her garage in California to build a search engine. She later became Google's 16th employee and has worked at the company for nearly 25 years. Susan has served as YouTube's CEO for 9 years. Succeeding her will be Neil Mohan, YouTube's current chief product officer. Well, that brings us to the end of this afternoon's business news update. Thank you for watching Channel 44. I remind you and I emphasize that tonight we are having a miracle overnight here at the Miracle Center Cathedral. Come and join us. Come and be blessed. Come and enjoy yourself in the presence of God. There's going to be numerous encounters with the Holy Spirit. There's dream interpretation. There is praying for the sick. There is hearing of the word. There is baptism of the Holy Spirit and Holy Communion and very many other encounters that you do not want to miss. Bring the sick, bring the lame, bring all those that need the hand of God. Your life will not remain the same again. Otherwise, I wish you a very good afternoon. The Big Tunes program is up next with DJ Nick D and Kush. Stay tuned. You will be tremendously blessed. God bless you and enjoy your afternoon.